Foster. I am 39 years old, and I am currently in the HH program, the aftercare of New Life. I was lost. I had destroyed my entire well-being as far as my physical health, my family interactions. I was on the streets homeless. It was a terrible time in my life and I needed help. Immediately there was some type of obsession to particularly methamphetamines. The 5 years into my addiction was when I had my first son. Becoming a responsible parent was really not even an option for me. I was married to this drug in my life that I had no other responsibilities or priorities that really meant anything. At that time is when I established a knowing that I've developed an addiction of some sort. On the streets, I was homeless, sleeping behind Save Mart in the city of Manteca, panhandling, doing anything. I had been broken down on my bridges for my family. My mom wanted nothing to do with me. I was not being the parent to my daughter that she deserved to have. And it even gotten to the point to where people that I was acquainted with didn't like my presence just because I was not me. I was somebody else. While homeless, I was in despair. I really felt alone. I had lost all contact and communication with God. And like I stated about the family, being homeless was a very scary time in my life. The only thing I had to fall back on was alcohol and or drugs. That's kind of what I saw. I call it confirmation. It was a couple of rainy days. I was sleeping on a wet mattress behind the store, and I had proceeded to go up front to panhandle, of course, for alcohol and drugs. And at the same time, I was having some type of an emotional breakdown. I was unstable, and I was crying, and I knew that there was more out there. And at that particular time, I really asked God to do me a favor, show me that He's there for me, and that show me a way out. Immediately upon me asking Him that, a pastor from one of the local churches in Manteca had walked directly in front of me, which I knew at one time in the past. And so I battled with doubt and coincidence. And when he came back from out of the store, I approached him broken, and he took his wife home. He came back and picked me up. He got me a motel room for the night. He bought me dinner. And he told me that if I want to see God work in my life, that it's my responsibility to be at his office the following morning. And he brought me to the Gospel Center Rescue Mission. I've accomplished so much. Like I stated before, initially it was the criminal system. I had domestic violence classes that were court ordered. I had probation requirements. But since I've been in the program, upon completion of the first phase, I was able to get my records expunged. I completed probation requirements, was put on probation. Also being here, I was able to start and maintain steady employment here at the Gospel Center Rescue Mission in several departments. I've also went back to school at University of Pacific and graduated a substance abuse counseling program, which I'm coming up for my license testing the end of this month. I've reconciled with my family. I've got trust levels now, not only upon my fellow peers and my staff members that I work with, but my family, and my most important accomplishment is reestablishing that connection with God. Well, I've learned to look in the mirror, to examine myself, the way I think, the way I look at other people now. I'm no better than anybody else that's out there still struggling with homelessness or addiction. I've also learned to set goals, which is a big thing. I went from a 9th grade dropout to a UOP graduate. That's with the help of the Lord. I've also learned the responsibilities of being punctual. Day-to-day living requires punctuality with your work and places you need to do, and children, if you're a parent. Those are things that I think I've accomplished the most. There's no telling. If I wasn't dead, I'd probably be incarcerated. The activities that I had partaked in during my time of addiction, I didn't deserve anything but jail or prison even. And I would still be functional, and I would probably have no contact with my mom, my family. The two people that are most important in my life besides God is my mom and my daughter. The two that I have stepped on and walked on the most in my life are the only two that outside these walls that are there to support me. I'm most thankful for God not giving up on me. My gratitude extends in a wide variety, the way from the CEO, Mr. Brown, to the staff members that have helped to support me in decisions and changes in my life. I'm thankful for the donors, for having a place like this to fall back into or to fall into. I'm thankful for family, and I've learned to be thankful for Alan. Rise, shine.